Yeah, fellows, welcome to the show. Today I'm going to talk about the four levels as I discovered them. I discovered the four levels mostly through my sexual escapades: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And a woman wrote to me a long time ago, said, Daddy, how is it that I could possibly be so blessed to meet someone and connect on all four critical levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual? It is truly rare. I want you to know how much I appreciate the man that you are. I have met and connected with others on 2 or 3 levels, but the magic is in the complete intensity of all four. I know you feel it too. It is something that neither of us could deny ourselves. Can you see inside me? Can you feel that my soul has been searching for you? I'm not into broken types. You got to be able to provide and lead. He lacks both in those areas. Same person. Same person. I know you feel it too. I think, forgot where I left off at. You feel it too. It's something that neither of us can deny ourselves. Can you see inside me? Can you feel that my soul has been searching for you? Women, many of them rarely get to beyond the physical level, especially in bed. I tried to bring take women to all four levels. I tried to get them to stretch. I don't know about the rest, but those are important. So the ability to lead and good providers, yeah. Protectors and providers. We're talking about someone from the past that was in love with this ex of mine. And I talked about him before. He lacks the ability to provide. He's still working all these years at the movie theater, and he works also part-time as a comedian, but he never put anything into it. So he never reached his goal. So today I want to talk about the four levels. Most people, as I said, are in the physical level. Let's go to the bedroom. All they do is physical sex, the old in and out. Very few get to the emotional level, which I would say would be the next level, the emotional level, because feelings get all caught up in it. I've been watching a lot of the cheaters shows. It's just entertainment, but also you can learn from them. I saw this big fat black guy. I mean, he had a belly way out to here, and his woman was almost in perfect shape, but he's going for this big fat female. He was cheating on the good shaped chick, who's a bit on the hard side, with this fat female who was more receptive to him, more supportive of him. So he was cheating on his girl for emotional reasons, because his girlfriend didn't support him. She didn't give him the emotional kudos that he needed in his real life. As I was saying, most people will not get beyond the physical level, the old in and out. That's all they do. And they don't even do that very well in the bedroom. They don't please their women. They go in there and please themselves. Hope, hey, did you get yours? Sorry. If you learn the physical techniques of sex, you can still please your women and get them addicted to you without having to go to the emotional level. She'll develop the emotions because it'll be so perfect for her, or so she thinks. What I've done in my life was definitely got into the emotions, then the mental, and then the spiritual levels I talked about before. The same person said, there's nothing I would deny you, even after all these years. Now, I'm told by people on my forum that your mouth should be her prayer book. That's a thing that's from the 70s. Back in high school, the brothers talked about so-and-so was dedicated to this dude, and his mouth is their prayer book. I guess these other brothers were trying to get at her or something, and they couldn't break that lock. And that's the real path of a player, when your mouth becomes her prayer book. Think about that. At that level, you have the mental control when your mouth becomes her prayer book. Now, when you become a religion is when you reach the spiritual level. You can reach the spiritual level. So it starts with the physical, and we all go do the physical thing, the old in and out. If you're good, you can stimulate emotions in them. And I urge you guys to start playing the right music in the background, because that programs the mood, programs her mind for it. Okay. Then try to stimulate her emotionally. From emotionally, you lead up into mind control, or the mental. We start doing mental things like I talk about by female mind seduction product. You start getting that mental control. Now, when you do everything right, those 3 levels, it leads to a spiritual feeling, as I've experienced in my life. And I've always tried to take all the girls I've known that lasted any length with me up to that spiritual level. So when we come together, which when I start getting with a girl, I start trying to figure her out, what it takes to make her come. And what I did then was, once I figured it out, I would play with the orgasm, I would stop, and I would talk to them, say some words to them. Then I would do it again. You get them close, did you stop? It intensifies it. They slide out a little bit, and then you do it again, it intensifies. You stop, you talk to them, you look at them, you kiss them. Then you raise it up. By the 3rd or 4th time, you give them that release. And you have to learn to control your orgasm and keep it on the edge. That's the double split of your mind that you have to use. If you have my speech product, you hear me talk about split focus concentration. That's why I get you guys to do certain exercises while you practice your speech. That helps you split your mind in 2 and be able to focus on both. When I was using condoms, I had to do that anyway, because I couldn't feel the connection with the girl. I don't know if you guys are into that. I'm into that. I'm more of a pussy, because I like to kiss and feel connected. So you got to learn to control your orgasm, hold it right on the edge. So when you want to give her that final release, you're right there with her. That way you can come together. And there's nothing more powerful than a man and woman finishing or orgasming together. That pops open the mental, that pops open the emotional, and it becomes, if you guide it the right way, a spiritual feeling. And once you reach that spiritual feeling, there's nothing I would deny you is the response from your women. So think of those 4 levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. If I were to give them a order, it would be physical, emotional, because girls, because they feel so good, they get emotional feelings, and you guys get the same thing. You see these geeks or these regular people, they have emotional feelings for their girl. Watch Cheaters. And it must, when I watch Cheaters, I think it's gotta suck to be these dudes. You find out your girl's cheating, and then she walks away with the other guy, knowing he's gonna fuck her that night. Has got to suck. I've been through that though. I've been through that very same thing. Not to catch a girl cheating, but knowing that she's pissed off at me and out to pay me back. And I've been in a situation where I've called and no pickup. I've been through all that in my youth. And you know what she's doing. You got to sit there all night. So I don't want to sit there all night. I went and found other people to be with. So, so you got the physical, you got the emotional. Then you start working with their mind. That's where you start reaching for masterhood. Few of you guys will ever get there. The people that bought my mind seduction, yeah, they got there. But it's kind of skipping the step, because I'm not teaching them how to stimulate emotions in them. I'm just teaching them how to control, get control of their mind during sex or outside the bedroom with my certain words you use. For example, let me go to the free ebook I just released on my forum. And no, you can't have it unless you become a member of the forum. It's $5. Okay. Like I said, for someone waste of time asking me. Let's see. Okay, note her email. She's asking, blah, blah, blah. Okay, words. Suggested words like squeeze, tight, deeper, passionately. These are words I use in my written communication. Intensely, beginning, ending. Okay, as I wrote, most hoes will read this and those words will stick in their heads. They may not even understand much of what I'm saying, except those words above. That is why a lot of women have to read and reread my emails. And of course, I always show you guys proof of my game, because the internet is full of such liars out there. People faking the funk all the time. Let's see, Player's Handbook. Where would it be? I think, no. Let's try this one. Nope. Okay, all I gotta do is type in her name. Anna. It is Anna's Love. Okay, this is the original text message, or not text, but the original email. I cut and pasted to a text document. I didn't know anything about Word and how to use stuff back then. I don't seem to be able to call you right now since I am continuing to have problems with my cell phone, and you won't answer when I try it from another phone. Remember I told you guys, you don't ever pick up your phone. There's proof of it right there. I won't answer. I said don't pick up your phone. Back then they had beepers, and the late 90s, everybody's showing their beepers off. I refused to get one. Never would I get a beeper, because that's like a chain around you that she can reach you. Your women can reach you. I've been thinking a lot. I reread your most recent emails. I was always pimping a girl's mind out with my emails, always digging into their brains, always priming the pump, getting them focused just on me. And I can totally see where you're coming from. The end result of my pimping on her, don't deny that I have fallen in love with you, because everything I do now, look down here where my mouse is, even if the action is seemingly all my own, you are in it. That means everything she did, I'm in everything that she's thinking about. And proof of that is, look up here. At 22, I was 42. She was 22. Mentally, I am on perpetual overdrive. Kids my age are still trying to figure out their place, fumbling for a purpose. My collection of thoughts and experiences, 22 years in the making, are still ripe. My brain is like a vast field preparing for harvest. The fork, which cultivates my mind, seems to be very old and rusted. She's talking about me. I'm the fork that's cultivating. Look at her words, cultivating her mind. You guys have no idea of what you could do with your game and women. You guys never get there. You never probe their minds. You never dig into their minds. You never use your minds to get control of their minds. But it's adamant in its perseverance, constantly probing, attempting to show me who I am by unearthing pieces of me that to myself are yet to be discovered. So basically, I saw who she was, and I showed her to herself. I taught her. I am proud of my levels of intelligence, of my flexibility, my open-mindedness, and my eagerness to learn. I am smart enough to question myself, bright enough to look forward rather than sit blindly in the midst of mediocrity, unmoving. The point, Chris, is that I know I don't know everything. I am not ignorant, but Chris, I know how I feel about you. As much as I try to deny myself these feelings, the uber bliss of being absorbed. I talked about this probably in my podcast show, though. One girl said I engulfed her. I was like a force of nature when I came in contact with women. I was just some dude looking for some pussy. Oh, that was one of my main focuses. because that's where I knew that I could do my training, was in the bedroom, where I get them addicted to me. The main place, although I worked on them outside the bedroom as well, as you can see right in front of you. And again, the end result. And she's saying, making these proclamations do not bind you. So basically, I can fuck whoever I want, but she'll still be on my team, as it was always my nature to have that. Let me go to my forum. I talked about your mouth should be your prayer book. Yeah, sometimes I did aggressive sex. I talked shit, but it still came from that well inside of me. That man, what I call the reptile brain. A lot of people are looking that up. They didn't realize that we have a reptile brain. And what did the girl say? You may have done a little damage to me yesterday or this morning, because I feel like the inside of my body might have been ripped a little. You freak, LOL. It was worth it. So I'm asking you guys who want to be players, not you guys who are just watching this YouTube channel for, I don't know, some fucking entertainment or get some techniques. I'm talking to you guys who truly are on the path of the player. I want you to think of those 4 levels that I've talked about and try to bring them into your life, not just out in the bedroom, but outside the bedroom. Physically, emotionally, mental, and spiritual. Those are the path of the warrior. A warrior learns his physical skills. Then he learns to control his emotions. He learns to control his mind. He learns to become spiritual. It's the same thing. You could bring that into the bedroom. When you can just say words to a woman and have her getting wet. Now, the BDSM people, they have this thing with it, what they call wordplay. And when the sound of your voice makes her like a dog come. I've never done that. I'm being completely transparent with you. I've never done the wordplay thing. I never tried to learn it. But when your words can bring her heaven or hell, that's when you know you have power. Again, when your words can bring her heaven or hell, then you know you have power. Most of you guys are looking for the equality thing, that whole relationship shit. I've never looked for that until I retired, when I get out the game. Not then. I'm still like, I'm the man. I'm the natural man. So as the leader, I lead. A lot of you guys, especially brothers, you didn't have fathers growing up, so you have no idea how to lead. You try to lead from the back. That's where you have your female driving you everywhere and stuff like that. Now, when I'm in Jovine's car, I don't drive her car. I let her drive her own car. I'm taking her car by myself. When she's in my truck, I drive my truck. But I think you get what I'm saying. You brothers know how some of you guys are. In the Black community, we tend to put our women out there to fight our battles, and that's just not a good thing. And I'm saying this from life experience, okay? I'm not listening to someone else say that shit, although a lot of Black people are saying that, and Black women are saying that. And then the weak males are attacking them and feeling all feminine. You got to become leaders. Again, same person. You got to be able to provide and lead. He lacks in both of those areas. Think about your relationship with your females. That's what we are, fellas. Either you accept the truth of we as men, of what we really are, or you don't, and you end up swimming upstream, fighting a continuous storm. We are protectors and we are providers. I know it sounds like you're simping, but that's what a woman has to be able to see in you. How do you show that you're a good provider? By having a good life, by getting, a good job or starting your own business, basically being able to provide for yourself. And right now, someone Black is thinking, what about those Black thugs? They show that they're good protectors. That's why they get them. and they're not like the black nerds or the black educated geeks that think they're entitled to shit. They have an excitement about them. As one woman said about me, I was like, being with me was like being on the edge of a cliff, and she had just got married, and her husband was like a bowl of warm milk. Think about that. Powerful words. Let me share some more from my book real quick. Again, this book is free if you join this month. Okay, to enter a woman's brain, you must use her emotions. Getting her emotions activated is a direct route into her mind. A player has to know how to arouse whatever emotion he chooses within his victim. Back then, I had a different outlook on things. I kind of mellowed my old age. But victim, to tap those emotions, you got to be able to speak the words that cause this arousal. Then use these words within your verbal and written, I wrote written, but written communications. Words such as naked. Somewhere you're writing to a girl, yeah, I was naked until a few moments ago. And then words like stiff, C-O-M-E, come. Come, when you mentally sound the word, it sounds like C-U-M. Wet, the shower is really wet. Hard, climax, well, the climax of my day. Start using these words in sentences. Deep, urge, thrust, pleasure, abandon. Now, abandon can be a negative thing or a positive word, like abandon the baby, or so filled with pleasure that you abandon all inhibitions. Yield, need. And I've got a ton of these words in here. Join the forum, you get the book. Words besides passion and passionate, desire and desires. Getting pussy is easy. There's no challenge in just getting pussy, fellas. Your challenge is in taking total control over her. Sell the fantasy and she will follow you like a jackass and a carrot. Not once did you see this one complain as I began her seduction. I used words that were meant to arouse feelings in her head and kept her thoughts on me. Some of you may think my emails were corny, but you can see that they do have devastating results. This one will be a sweet pleasure to own for a while. And someone named Flash, I posted this on the Pimps Network back then. As I said, white guys got in there and it just kind of destroyed the whole place. They were trying to go out and use some pimp techniques on, a square life, a vanilla life. And vanilla is a word from the BDSM field, meaning squares, not white. LOL, deep shit. That was nice to read, though. I saw how you use metaphors, LOL. That's a good way, and vocab, yes. I don't know why, but you said she didn't have many friends. It must have split up from the father. I kind of felt sorry for her. You can't feel sorry for women if you're going to be on that path. That's where many of you will fail. And I wrote to him, if your heart is too big, then you'll need to, you will never make it in this game. So I tell you fellas, keep your heart in check. You can't go out there and start getting feelings for every girl that you run across. Okay? In this game, there's no place for sympathy or emotions like that. Now, I was a hard, stone cold player back then. That rose up to the top of the game. When you get the power of the pimp, then you've accomplished a lot. That is why I say when you're playing the game, you play it, not just fake play it, because else it will eat you up. You try stepping to a gold digger type with this kind of emotional sleeve, and you'll get played like a domino. This girl has been played before and knows the game. And this is the girl that said at 15 years of age, she was teaching her friends at the mall to look a man in the eyes, smile, and then look down and show submission. She had already figured that shit out. Think about it. As I said, girls come with game packed in them. Girls have the game, most girls have the game on lock. When I say something, I don't mean all inclusive. So you guys who are new to me, you know that I don't mean every girl. But most girls have game. That's how they play you. Watch Cheaters. There was an episode of Cheaters last night. And I watched this girl spin her game on the dude. By the end of the show, they were kissing, and he was forgiving her. What?
I didn't watch that.
I think you saw that episode. I'll show it to you again. So one of the fellows in the forum found that episode and posted it. Said, I can't believe, what the fuck, this dude? Women can wrap the majority of males listen to me around their finger because they got the power of the pussy in your minds. So you fellas who are so desperate for the ass, you go run after women, that's you. You're like those chumps that get played. Women know they got the power of the pussy. They know they can wrap you up with pussy. They know they can say some words to you and you will become addicted. They can pretend like it's the best sex they ever had. You got the biggest dick she's ever felt. It's the best thing she's ever felt. And it will blow your ego up, but she's back there pulling the strings. She's up your ass and making your mouth move with just some fucking words. So I said this girl's been played, knows the game as most women do. You have to look deeper into her words because she chose her words for certain effects also. The poor little me, please don't hurt me. Well, turns out that's exactly what she is craving. I use the word nigga, like me, to take her on a roller coaster ride like all the others before me have, so she can feel alive again. Roller coaster with her emotions in bed. Play them like a Stradivarius. And no, her father divorced her mom, is now happily married to a high school sweetheart. She does have some friends, but very few men friends call upon. Now, someone pointed out in that book, an altercation I had with this, I think it was this same person. It was her ex-boyfriend who was a drug dealer. Trying to steer up, trying to salt my game. Yeah. You have those player haters out there. And they will try to salt your game. You have to learn to develop a certain way of speaking. For example, she sent an email to me, well, the game starts at 7:05, I think, and we should be out of there around 10-ish, set up a fuck date. I can call you when the game is over and give you a better ETA. So the bottom line is, it may be late, and I'm not sure what time you get tucked into bed. I may need to keep you out past your bedtime. If you don't mind, wink, hug. Women are great with those emoticons and words, like she used, you're too much, kiss. You're too much, kiss. And my response was, nothing would be more, this is the words, intensely pleasurable. I'm programming her subconscious mind than to spend my evening with you. If you can handle the heat, then I'm sure I can rise to the occasion. Got to get back to my business of busting and breaking these women who want their body sculpted. Damn, I love my work. Next post was, met this girl this evening, investment zero. She was there before me and I already ordered a drink. She bought me one too, actually two before the evening was over. I told her she's come to my place tomorrow night. She agreed. I did the usual shit of getting her life story, and then getting her ready for the next level, you know, touching, kissing, shit like that. Spit my contract at her. She accepted it. Called me a devil, but feels lucky to have met me. I would ask Jovina if she felt lucky to met me. She'd just laugh at me though. That's how far I've fallen, fellas. I've lost my power and my mojo. Right, Jovina? See, no words. She wears her headphones. I just sent her an erotic email to give her something to think about until 8 p.m. Tuesday night. And I said, that was a perfect evening. When your lips touch mine, I kissed her. I know you could feel it too. Yes, I'm bad, very, very bad. I always warn women. Since in my early 30s, I always gave them a warning. You're gonna become addicted. And you like it too, don't you? Each delicious aspects. Here, feel my words? Delicious. I said, you belong in my bed. I always called girls baby girl back then. I know you can feel what I'm saying. I know you have thought of my weight, starting to mind fuck, on top of you, laying between your thighs, penetrating you, thrusting. This is mind fucking that you learn in my mind fucking book. Our lips touching, my tongue tasting yours. Now, to you guys who have no art, these are corny words. To women, they're mind bombs. That look of the eyes, wanting and needing, my hands holding you in my grasp, the heat of our bodies, moist and wet, slick, deep. I know you can feel my words. We share that spark that most people do not have. You can feel my lips on yours, can't you? My hands down there touching you, the feel of my body, my hands on your neck. Tonight you will belong to me completely as you have never belonged to another. I may be like a serpent in the garden of evil. I'm going to say Eden, but you know deep inside how good we can be, don't you, sweetness? I'm going to take you into my world when you come to me tonight. I said, come to me. See, all roads lead to me. All power is on my side. You don't see me begging. You don't see me pleading. You see me controlling. I think we're on. Oh, you can. I'm not showing the book. Okay, that's cool. So I go show you some more words. I know you wanted to kidnap me last night, but good things are worth waiting for. Now you have something to think about all day as you toil away at work. Then it happened. Sealed the deal. See, I didn't take her home that first night. She was with her sister, and I had to get her sister home because her sister got a little bit tipsy. I'd walked in the club. I looked across the club, and we made eye contact. It started with the eye contact. She smiled, I smiled, and I elbowed my boy Craig. And then I came back, and then we were standing at the bar, and she had some guy to ask her when she came back from the bathroom with her sister to dance, and I watched how she danced. I kept telling Craig, she's the one, man. She's the one. And I believed in, twin souls and soulmates and all that. You get a certain feeling about a girl. You could just feel it. Something you can feel. There's the potential for a connection there. And that's why I call those twin souls. Craig refused to believe it because, he was on that side. And I think I look back and I think he was a little jealous. Because, he was starting to go to that side of the fence. He's frustrated. A gay dude shouldn't be on our side of the fence trying to be straight. I'll just say that about that whole event ordeal. But I wrote her, my bed is empty and alone. Your appetite for pleasure was thrilling. I did that, and I gave her the treatment. I can still smell you in my sheets, warm and fragrant. I enjoyed how you loved to have your flesh stroked. You gotta learn to touch a woman, fellas. Like stroke her ribs where it gets tickly. You gotta learn to develop that soft touch. And when you do that, if you see, I'm a second level Reiki healer, so I know how to project energy from my hand. So I would also project energy as I'm stroking her, as I stroke women, in other words. I enjoyed how you loved to have your flesh stroked, sending erotic shivers through your body, especially when I put my hands down, And I said the climax, I use that word climax, that's one of those words, of which there were many, she came a bunch of times. Last night was your understanding of the matrix. Are you eager for more? And I received back, eager? That isn't the word. I was wondering if I should start stalking you now or wait for your permission, LOL. You left an indelible mark on my soul. That's what I was going for. that top, because she had the potential. Not every woman has that potential, but what I've learned, it was all there, raw. And I could feel it when I first saw her. Be writing a dozen thank you notes. I told you, asked you guys, have your women ever thanked you? I've had it so many times with after sex, they've thanked me. Remember, I started studying how to make girls come when I was in high school. I bought that first book called Him. I learned about my body. That's what I teach in my How to Make a Woman Come product, so you can control your orgasm. And I don't know where the book is. We've looked since 2002 for the book. It's like the book never existed, but I read the fucking thing. I never got to the top level, be able to just make myself come just with just my mind, though. I never reached that level, but that was the level they were trying to get you to, so that you had total control of your orgasm. You had to lay there and think thoughts, and I couldn't get there, to make yourself come. Anyways, so I feel like I should write the dozen thinking words, but I know words aren't enough. You have awoken in me a part that I felt was starting to wither. I was just standing by watching it happen, unsure of any remedies to slow down that process. But then I met you, and what I thought was dying is now blossoming into what I know to be very special. I'm glad you can appreciate that part of me. I always wanted. I get that anywhere, anytime. When you've conquered your game to where you get pussy, it's no big deal. Then you start looking for, okay? Sign me up on the no, you must have one. I may need to cut in line every once in a while, wink. She knew I had other women. How could I not? So I would send her, messages all the time, because I want to keep her mind always on me, so she couldn't think through her day. And she wrote, I love getting your sweet messages. You know how to put the icing on the cake for me every day. I'm used to this. So I would get up in the morning, okay, I gotta send her a message, I gotta send this one a message, and this one, her message goes tomorrow, and that's how I was. I kept it on a certain thing. When someone had a good connection with someone, they got a little something every day. So I know how to put ice on the cake. I get so used to this. You better be careful with what you started. I do have to say that it's such a beautiful thing, what you and I share. And we did. Everything I talked about was real, fellas. You are so delicious to me. When I leave, I just can't get over you because I can still feel you inside me. I smell you and taste you and hear the sexy sound of your voice in my ear. Remember, I was talking to them. There's proof right there. She's telling you what I was doing to her. As I told you what I did to girls, I talked to them. You got me. Hook, line, and sinker. Get this, she says, I feel blessed to know you. Think how big my ego was to read these. Like the heavens opened up and placed you right before me. This is in my book. Let me know what is a good day for me to cook you a special. I love it when a woman cooks for me. That's something very sacred to me. Because when a woman cooks, she puts her energy into the food. And if she's in love with you, she puts good energy. So the molecules of the energy change. Look at the Japanese guy. Google this. I don't remember his name. Japanese scientists, water experiments. And they would have people think angry thoughts at water, and the molecules would change. Think good thoughts at water, and the molecules would change. No thoughts, no change. If you're European descent, you guys don't believe in that nonsense, I don't give a fuck. It's out there. Other races are proving it. It's usually Europeans that like, I don't believe in that. So cook special dinner for you. If I had my way, I would be cooking for you all the time. But I know that I have to be patient on my impulses. She knew she had to be patient to rise up. But you do deserve to be treated well. Of course I do. If I'm bringing this to the table, Girls are open up. Some girls, like what she said was I taught her how to connect her heart and sex. Before that was just mindless sex. Okay, stroke, 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 stroke. You get your nut. But I connected those in the bedroom. Thank you for yet another beautiful evening. Now I can float through the rest of the day. I think she pulled some kind of test on me. And she admitted there was a test because I wrote about it back then. And I said to her, I was thinking about your test today. Bad girl. Bad girl. I took that from the Addams Family. I think it was the Addams Family. Yeah. How could you test your big daddy? I know women will always try to test a man to see if he's man enough. Well, I am, as I told you. I'm the only real man you will ever meet. Deny me my home? Yeah. I want to go over, or I want to meet up for sex. And I can't remember what her excuse was. I didn't allow excuses. Change the world, but don't. I learned to, accept, okay, you got to take care of kids or whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. Whatever it was, it irritated me. Leave me out in the cold. And that's how I talk to my women. Don't deny me my home. Because when I'm inside of her, that's my home. That becomes my home, my womb. As a friend of mine named Enrique talked about, he always called the pussy the womb. So that's where I got that from when I was 22. Deny me my home, leave me out in the cold. That's what it feels like. When a woman says, no, you can't have pussy tonight, I feel like I'm out in the cold. I said to her, a woman is a man's home where he can come, that word come, for comfort away from the world, away from all the stress and turmoil. When I lay with you, I know I'm with a woman and not a child. My manhood responds to you as such. That is why I tell you that you are my woman. I told women in bed that you're my woman. Think about that. My woman. Now watch those cheaters. The girls talking about, get your hands off my man. Women are even more psycho about that. That's my man. I said, with me, it doesn't get any deeper than that. It doesn't. My woman. That is, if you don't have the mind for it, that is of a depth of a level you can't even comprehend. My woman. That's mine. Think about it. That's mine. And my woman doesn't let another man in my house tracking mud on the floor. They said, another man, get him the pussy. I said, you are my pleasure in life. You are the feminine energy that makes me a man and behave as a man. A woman takes care of her man. I program them. Proverbs 31, right here. A woman takes care of a man. To me, that means she is always open to him, nourishes a man's soul, recharges his spirit. And that's what happens when you come together with a woman. I'm talking energetic because everything in the universe is about energy. Okay? I know you were living a physical life, but I always came from the point of everything as being energy. Basic physics. I'm very metaphysical about that. Nurse the man's soul, recharge the spirit. It goes deeper than mere sex. That's how I was. That's how I became a force of nature. I wasn't there to fuck. Infinitely deeper, stronger, more powerful than just sex. I see in you what I've been searching for a long, long time, which was true. Rarely touched upon, but desperately needing to complete who I am. A woman completes a man. You're together as one. She's your other side, the feminine energy that you need in your life. And I feel so sorry for you guys who are struggling to complete that connection and get your first female. You're the most pathetic things on the planet. You're like a broke dick dog. Think about it. You know how much a dog likes to fuck? That's what you guys remind me of. You guys who aren't fucking or virgins, you're like broke dick dogs. You're the most pathetic males on the planet. Pathetic. Shit. Some people, they want to go just have control of women. I want their soul with mine. That's why I never got into BDSM. I'm not about beating ass. I got my ass beat as a kid with extension cord. skin cut. So I'm not about that shit. One of the women I knew, she was like the president of the whole fetish in Sacramento because her dad used to fuck her when she was a little girl. So she hates the smell of Vaseline now. I went to the parties with her and shit. I was bored. I went to that club in my town. It was on Broadway, a little bar where they all gathered together in their little leather, Caucasian folks, their little leather outfits. I never understand why you Caucasian people got to have that leather head thing, like in the movie, God damn it. From that movie, and they took a dude out, was in a chest, he had a leather mask on, and I don't understand your culture. Your culture freaks me out sometimes. I don't understand the dress up like animals and this new thing, guys that want to become dogs. I saw a photo of 2 white guys on their knees and a white guy walking them. I don't get it. I'm about energy. I'm about the connection of life, and way higher than trash. That's just trash to me. That's the fetish side of your culture. They're not the normal people. And don't start that. Well, what about black people? Yeah, there's some black dummies that get sucked into that shit. Because I seen a black dude doing the whole furry people nonsense. I saw it on Cheaters. So let me finish teaching you this. Excuse my rant. When I think about this stuff, I just get freaked out. When I think about guys that just doing the in and out that I'm working with, I get freaked out. So she tested me. I'm pimping her mind now. Okay. Never got another test, another denial. Even on their period. She got 2 other holes. Rarely touching upon, but desperately needing to complete who I am. I want to bury my strength in you. When you make love to a woman, or even just you physical people, the sex, part of she absorbs. They're like suck machines. They suck your energy. And you take some of hers. Strengthen you, give you my essence of all that I am. And together we'll make us stronger. One test is all you get. Then we can get on with what will be. Remember I was all about destiny? We were meant to, and I totally believe that. Every girl that I met, it was meant to be. My energy, her energy, we attracted each other to each other's lives. I was what they needed. People ask me, how do I justify hurting so many girls? I was what they needed. It wasn't me, she attracted another player. At least I was the better of those players out there. Other players, back then, low-level players, they just want to fuck. I wanted to touch God. And that's what a woman is there. Together we can open the doorway to higher levels of energy. So now you see why I get disgusted with you physical dudes. You old in and out dudes. Totally disgusted. Then I said, then we can get together. We'll be. I can't wait to taste the food you prepare for me, made with your own hands and heart. So I haven't had her meal yet. I was really holistic about that. I had a Portuguese girl named Lisa that she wouldn't eat. She just watched me eat. She got pleasure watching me eat her food. I used this email to nail home what I told her in person. So I told her the stuff in person and stoke her fires to an even higher level. I did not slam her for her attempt to test. She attempted to test, I guess. I had been waiting for it. They all do it. I learned later that some of them don't. They actually, they trust what they feel. There's no saying, pimp with your mind, not your hands. Be stern, but use sugar too. This girl is now on the team and working hard to please me. It's that easy, fellas. I caught 3 new ones this weekend, but my plate is kind of full again. Sometimes I start messing with as many as 8 to 10 women, and it kind of brings you down. The highest was 13. I now plan to handle 2 to 3 top performers on my team. Go for the quality instead of the quantity. I said, good hunting, brothers. It's easy to get pussy, but much harder to keep it and making it dedicated and devoted to your happiness. So the females that I've really messed with, that I kept, they were the top performers. Oh, I forgot. You guys are probably asking questions now. Yeah. I guess it's just YouTube. If I go to YouTube, yeah, there it is. Let's see. What's up, Remo? What's up, Christopher? Thank you for Happy Father's Day. What's up, Depeche? Depeche needs your help. What's up, Don? One of my favorite students. Don is learning his lessons the hard way. Don has something inside that makes him self-sabotage. I did a couple of shows, but I did a showing him about him sabotaging himself and doing some bitch ass stuff. And he appreciates it. There was a white guy on my forum. I gave him a show and he ran away. That's one thing what I will say about the brothers is brothers know that I give tough love. But I don't mean to harm you. I mean to better you. My words may be tough and they may go down hard to swallow, but they're for your own benefit and good. I'm not a white guy. You got to stop thinking of me as like, you white guys used to, your dad. It's gonna be okay, Billy. And Biff, whatever, ruffle your hair and scoot you along. Here's a cookie, son. Some of you guys had stern fathers, and that's where I'm coming from. Happy Father's Day. Thanks, Dominique. They say those words in those sex books when read. Yes, they do. Heathen Deluxe. Why are you talking down on Mr. Lucario? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't talk down on Mr. Lucario. I've said many, many times that I like Mr. Lucario. He and I got into a beef over, again, an issue with, I'm the goddamn dean, over a fucking student. Now, one of the students was running out the whole chase on a college campus, and they called the police on him. And I said before I did a video, I don't know where the video is. It might have been on my old channel. But I hate to do this. Something. There wouldn't be nothing if you didn't start something. And I've always liked Mr. Lucario. See, I still call him, I don't call him Lucario. I call him by his full name. Give him the respect that's due. They're Heathen Deluxe. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Mr. Lucario does not go by eye contact. Waste of time chasing what does not want you. Yeah. He doesn't. As a lot of the 99% of the people in this market, they don't go by eye contact, which is the actual truth of the game. Women choose. If they're the highest in the game, they're the gods and masters, and they're saying women do the choosing. What are the rest of these lowlifes gonna do? Not listen? They don't listen. But most of the people are Caucasian, and they don't listen to black people. So that's why I like all the white folks that come to me. And I appreciate it. Because you're learning from a black dude. That means you don't have that racial shit that's going on. Don. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, Don. Supreme, I have a question. My starter hoe, who normally sees me at night, wants to see me during the day as well. Will me seeing her during the day be a player's path or a dater's path? The only way you can become a dater is if you mentally switch your head to become a dater. Then you start doing what daters do. I saw my girls in the daytime. I used to have one girl come up, she worked around the corner from my apartment, and she'd come over lunchtime. It was fun. It was good. Chris James, Lucario preaches hoe chasing. Did I talk about Lucario recently? I don't remember saying anything about him. It's been years. I like Mr. Lucario. I had Jovina look. He did a video with this light-skinned brother, and he was in it. And I could see that the brother had more game than the light-skinned guy. So I asked Jovina, which one of those guys have more game? She picked Lucario. And also being the more attractive, even though he's, very well melanated. Chris James, Lucario preaches hoe chasing. He has frustrated guys. His comments section as a result. Don't know. I don't go to other people's stuff. Chronics Gaming. How's things for Brain? Things are good. You guys notice I'm not coughing. Problem is, I went to the emergency, and because I was vomiting. I was vomiting every day for the last 3 months. And I learned from the pharmacist that Jovina, what's the name of that drug that I was taking that was making me cough? The Cinepro has a side effect of chronic coughing. So I stopped taking it. But now I'm starting to get, pain in the back of my head. For the last couple of days, I've been having pain in the back. So I went to the emergency, and my doctor said, okay, I'll switch you. Now, the fuck ass at his goddamn office didn't send the whole goddamn prescription through. And he also prescribed this cough syrup that I can't find anywhere in fucking town. So I'm switching doctors in June. I'm just tired of this shit. I would never have another Asian doctor again. Sorry to my Asian people. I've been through it. Depeche. Went on a date with a girl, made her come, had incredible connection, but she ghosted on me. Why do you think she did that? Well, did she really come? Made her come. You're East Indian. How do I say this? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. May I caution you for East Indian, don't eat curry, because when you start sweating, it comes out in your sweat. It doesn't smell good, okay? If you could drop that from your diet, because you may go for a couple of days without it, but it's still going to come out because you eat it all of your life. Curry smells bad when it comes out, just so you know that. And if you're Korean, kimchi smells bad when it comes out of your skin. Chris James, she just wanted some dick or got busy with other things. We really can't say. Because I don't know, Depeche, sorry, I just can't answer that. I can guess, but I don't really want to feel like guessing right now. How do you attract a certain type of girl? By being the type of girl, that type of girl, by being the type of man that type of girl likes. The pests, like if you want skinny bitches. Ew. You're not a white guy, man. What the fuck? Can you imagine? Can you see a skinny bitch in a thong and you can see the thong in the crack of her ass? A bone ass? I was watching, I downloaded both of them. After porn ends, there was I saw number 2 on movie-forums.co. It's gone. And I downloaded it. I said, what's this about? And it was a documentary on porn stars. And then one of them was, she had those big tits. She was skinny, no hips. And then she was in a bent over position. And Jovi and I watched that. We go both like, ooh. But she was popular with the Dawn of Society crowd. So Depeche, what the fuck? Ooh, no. I got too much dick for that. No. Not that I'm huge, but skinny bitches. Maybe that's why white guys like them. I never thought of that. I know that's why they like Asian chicks, because they're smaller inside, but skinny chicks I had, they weren't necessarily small. Some of the big girls, they were small. Or thick girls. Chronics. My problem is I get bored of the same pussy. That's why I love the game. It's best to have choice. I agree. How the fuck did I get in a group text with my older brother? Chris. It's really, Chris, it's really weird sometimes. I don't know if you experience this when someone has your same name and you say, hey, Chris, like you say to talk to yourself. You ever feel that way? Feels weird, at least to me. Young skinny girls aren't 10s to me. The only 10s to me, the only 10 is me. Chris is almost there. Every woman comes in below. That's my mentality. And Depeche says, damn, I hear you. Do you really, Depeche? Christopher, I'm $100 bill. There you go. Now, Christopher, he understood the exercise I gave. And I shared that in my recent shows. I was so disappointed only 2 people on the forum and 2 people on here. No, actually 1 person on here, I believe it was. Yeah. Depeche, right now I'm having trouble attracting girls. How are you having trouble? You just went on a date. Actually, you said that last time, and I haven't seen you in quite a while. So you're talking about that one date you had. You have to tell more about the date. See, all he said was, I went on a date, made her come, then she ghosted. That's nothing. Chris James, in real life or online? Oh, he says, Depeche says, right now I'm having trouble attracting girls I want. I'm only attracting the fatties and foodies. So you're calling these fatties, you call them fatties, and you meant to say fuglies. They're not women then. You say you're having trouble attracting girls. Oh, you have that child molester type of mindset. They got to be like little girls. Ah. I know it's creepy. Are other East Indian guys like that too? Or just you? Like, do you like them to be shaved down there? And small and petite in stature? Is that what I'm understanding? Depeche, after Chris asked him in real life or online, also online dating is my primary source. And what I say about that? One thing that really bugs Depeche is you guys who half-step shit. I told you don't use online dating as your only source. How many of you guys are only using online dating? And Chris, of course, says, that's the problem. Christopher, go to an environment where there are no big chicks. Exactly. Well, I don't think such an environment really exists, because you go to the club, there's going to always be some fatties up in there. There's a big girl model that has dark hair. She's getting ready to be married to some brother who's waiting around he's a black nerd, waiting around for the pussy. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Dude, you're waiting to get married before you get the pussy? She has a nice body. She's got a flat stomach. She's just tall and big boned. She's curvy, nice sized breasts. She's olive, dark olive. I can't remember her name, but I'd hit that if I was single, that is. Chronics. Hope you're well soon. I've been sick for 7 years, Chronics. I would love to be able to go for a fucking run. Wow, yeah. Just a fucking run. Anyways, let me get off that subject. Depeche, she was shaking and shit. That's an answer to my about her coming. I know curry's Indian. I always thought it was Chinese. No, I always thought it was Indian. Why do guys like skinny chicks? My thought is because of dick size. Somehow, now I'll give you the history on this. White guys didn't like girls like that. It started in the 60s. The gays in the clothing industry, they promoted a girl named Twiggy because she was built like a boy. And that became the #1 look that women wanted. So they started going for skinny. In fact, they used to have, I saw it in a magazine, program to flatten your butt. Having a flat ass or no ass at all, was what white guys got sold that whole thing. Before that, they were into girls like Marilyn Monroe, who was curvy. And going back in time to the 40s, Mae West, actually 30s, Mae West, look her up. Looked like she was like, kind of fat. So they got sold the bullshit. And women got sold it. It started with the women. But to feel like big men, and how do I say this without insulting Caucasians? Just to be honest. The whole dick size issue, with skinny chicks, you think of a smaller vagina, and it feels better. My prom date was skinny, Dominic says. Dominic says, I work break skinny chick's back. The thing I liked about the girl that said I engulfed her, she was very petite. She was a petite little Italian girl. And you feel like a big man. When you have a small one in bed with you, you do feel like you just toss her around and shit. And I think that's why Caucasian males go for the smaller, skinnier ones. Like the guy that I trained, the old guy, his wife is very petite. She's like 100, she's really skinny. And he's 6'2", with the even fingers. His fingers are all even. His toes are all even. Wide feet and wide bare palms. Depeche, some freak stories. 18-year-old fucked a 40-year-old and gave him $10K. I fucked an 18-year-old at 42. Broke her into sex for the first time. No big deal. Another freak went on a date, and while on a date, fucked another guy in the washroom. That's pretty bad. Almost all bitches, 18, early 20s, fucking their managers. I don't know what you're talking about, managers. Let's talk about the porn industry. And I choose not to deal with the porn industry. I only recognize one person, and that was in the first one. And I think her name was Amy Lynn or something like that. I remember the porn, they showed this exact porn scene. It was like a double penetration scene. They didn't show the actual sex, penetration, but I remember that. And I said, I remember her. Outside that, I didn't know anybody. Remo, I saw you exercise on the Forum Supreme. Just felt like Chris said everything. I was going to say, hello, Chris. Oh, yeah. His name is Christopher. You should have put it in there, because I'm thinking, okay, well, if you don't answer, I'm thinking, okay, this guy isn't really on the path. Well, that's what I said. I'd rather, I like having, someone real to work with. Show me that you're real. Chronix Gaming. Can you do some more workout videos? How to get bigger guns? I enjoyed your ab workout video. Thank you. I don't know if I can. I'd have to have someone go to the gym with me. I'm back in the gym. Guns are coming back. I did spider curls, 35. I think it was 35 pounds. I did 19 on the right arm, the first set. And then I did, damn, I forgot now. I think it was 16 or 12 or something. I don't know. Final set, I did 9 reps. I got 19. I used to go in there and take the heaviest weight of the fixed ones. I think it was 95 pounds. I could do like 19 reps with it. I would do things to failure, by the way. I did nothing but leg extensions the other day, and my leg's still sore today. My leg workouts. Flex Supreme, why do you have to say that? Please put what I said. You know, put in quotes in so I know what you're talking about. Nicholas Lawrence, Supreme, when is your next hangout? Because I got some pretty interesting topics I'd like to cover with you. Let me know. I don't know. There, Nicholas. How about you mention it now while I'm here? Because we're going to go for a drive. It'll be 105 here in Sacramento. No. Jovina, it's going to be 105 or 110.
For what?
Today. What's the top
It's
temperature?
It'll be like 108.
108. Chris James, no, Chronics. Have you ever been to the UK, Supreme? No. I've been to Japan twice, all over the United States, but never UK. I like to go to Ireland. Where are you at, Chronics? Oh, I'm going to, not the UK, but I'm going to Portugal next year. I should say the Azores. Yeah, there's a difference. We just watched the Portuguese versus Mexico game. I guess they tied. That we went to Denny's for breakfast. Damn it. Yeah. There's a, we know most of the staff there. And there's a guy named Alberto who was, cheering on for Mexico. He's from Mexico.
Oh.
Alberto. Chris James, if you look at the old cartoons, the women are always curvy. Yeah. White men liked ass too. They did. Chris James, always drawn curvy. I mean, white women literally work their ass off to fit into Hollywood mold. Yeah. The size zeros. There was that one. What was that one show where the girl was a size 0? She was shit. She was in Supergirl as the manager. Remember Supergirl, who was the boss of the newspaper?
Oh, Kalisa Flockhart?
Kalisa Flockhart. She was known for a size 0. Now she's probably like a size 3, a little more curved to her.
Maybe a size
2?
1, 2, yeah. She's
still skinny. I think she's naturally skinny though. I don't know if she's forcing it.
She always has been like that, though.
Yeah. She's
a little slightly fuller than what she has.
Yeah. She's actually better looking, having the curves.
Yeah. She's in her 50s.
Chris James, always drawn curvy. I mean, white women literally work their ass off. Dominic, I missed your exercise video. What's the name of it? Look, it's on my old channel. I have one for the shoulders. Just go through my videos. Type in shoulder workout or something. I don't know. I can know the 18 you broke her. Anal. That was Anal Freak. Nope. That was the Greek chick. It was actually most chicks I've been with, but never did it to the belly dancer. She was actually she studied jazz like I did. And she did ballet. And she never went out for anything, never did anything with it, except belly dance. She became famous at that in my town. She's Irish. But I think you're one, because her body wasn't built like an Irish. Maybe Michael Nolan can tell me. Let's see. Nothing nasty here, so if you're one of the trolls, you're not gonna get me on anything. This baby is now full grown. That's her baby. Got her lips. I think she was part Italian also, because that's not an Irish body. These are her professional photos that she sent me. I've only met one girl whose nipples turned upwards. I'd never heard of such a thing. That's not an Irish body. From the Irish chicks that I've known, they tend to be more blockier. Ireland had a famine a long time ago. And as white folks discovered, if you had some type of tragedy in the past, it affects your DNA in the future. I think that's why a lot of Irish chicks tend to carry weight. So it got programmed them to, store fat in case of a famine. And she didn't carry fat. So I think there was Italian inside of her. That's her without her makeup. So, forgot where I was even going with that shit. Curvy. Never did her anally. Condi. Ashley Graham. Who's Ashley Graham? Are you talking about a porn person? Let me go to Google Images. Oh. Okay, yeah, this is her. I know what you're talking about now. This is the full-figured model that I would, if I was single, I'd definitely. How do you guys say it? Smash? I don't smash. See how she has hips and her waist goes in? You see just a little bit of ab underneath? That's what I like. I've had the ripped abs. I don't like laying next to that. Then she gets a little bit fuller, a little bit of flab. And I can still do that. A lot of girls I had were built like that. A little bit of softness down there, a little bit of that goodness. That's what I like. I'm African American. We tend to like thicker women, curvier women. Majority of us do not like skinny chicks. My dad liked skinny, but he was half black. I think it came, from whatever DNA he had in him. Well, I said may sound ignorant, but I think there is something to it. Christopher, I actually like petite, slim chicks that has a nice ass, a nice breast for their size. Can't eat on that because you're talking about she got ass. Like I said, you could those petite ones you can really engulf them if you have size to you. Matter of fact, the universe actually responded to me. I wrote down exactly and specifically on the women I like and the 2 markets I'm looking for. 3 days later, all I've been seeing is what I like. That is fantastic. That's like when you set your mind for a certain car. Before you buy that car, you see that car everywhere. After you buy that car, you see that car in the exact color everywhere. Dominic Griffin, I saw Get Out. You brothers can have these white women. I'm sticking with the sisters. Okay, Dominic. I prefer, it's interesting I would say this, but yeah, sisters. I always look for women that were built like sisters. I could have went home and got it. David says, shaking my head. And Donna says, why you shake your head? Yeah, why you shaking your head, David? He's being true to the race, bro. What's the new word? Brett? Chronics gaming. I'm from England, Birmingham. Oh, okay, we got a Birmingham over here too. It's infamous for its racism from history. What's the situation over there in America with the police being so racist to blacks? The way they treat blacks, unbelievable. We hear. I see a lot of videos in UK. Yeah. Unfortunately, the people who hate blacks, the ones who are the white supremacists, in 2007, the FBI came out with a report saying they had infiltrated law enforcement. So these people that hate blacks, for some reason, that type of mind obsesses on blacks. White people tend to obsess on black people. I don't know why. Well, there's a black person who, Dr. Africa, who said, because of dysfunction, after the ice age, the ice receded from Europe, certain elements were leached out of the soil. And without those elements, it causes in the brain, like obsession, the need for constant excitement. That's why in my country, white folks, jump off bridges with rubber bands strapped to their necks. They do dangerous stuff. They need a constant excitement. They're constantly hyped up. So you got these people that hate us, that obsess on us. Now they're on the police force. They've infiltrated law enforcement. Infiltrate is the word they used. That means there's a systematic program going on. So you get on there and do what they want to do, which is kill black people, but get away with it. Or beat the shit out of us, or feel some kind of power. The worst of them are the Italians, and sorry there, Michael, and the Irish. Back in American history, Italians were not considered white in this country. Since then, they've kind of, made it or had kids with lighter-skinned races. They produced a lighter grade for themselves. But the Italians that were coming over here, they were dark-skinned, almost as dark as the Sicilians, who are not Italians. They're Sicilians, they're not Italians. The Irish had a very bad history in my country. They were the first slaves, indentured workers. And when they were allowed, back in the days in America, they'd have signs saying, no Irish need apply, so they didn't want Irish working for them. White card, to show that they were like, we're part of your group, they became super racist also in my country. That's why we had, Sean, the racist Hannity was, or not Sean, but Sean the bigot Hannity, and the other guy. The guy just got fired from Fox News. Two Irish racists. See, Michael Nolan, he's over there. He's not over in America, so he doesn't have that within him. Your country has it in the UK. You guys want to see the Indians get out, the Arabs get out, and the blacks get out, and the Jamaicans? Imagine if you guys were organized, if the hate people were organized and they became police officers. You see more of that occur over there in the UK. So these people will look for any chance they can. Like the one fellow that shot the black guy running away in the back, Sager, I think his name was, Michael Sager or something like that. The guy was running. He was being stopped on a traffic violation. For some reason, the idiot got out and started running. Probably because he had old back ticket or something like that. Anyway, the police officer shot him in the back. Then it was on video, he tried to plant a weapon, his taser or something like that, and make up a story. Then this video came out. But guess what? He got off. So white people support folks in my country when they do heinous acts like that. Quite a number of judges have been found guilty of the same thing. One judge was blackmailing the kids to have sex with them, the boys. Otherwise, you get a stiffer sentence. They found a ring in Florida. The NSA going all the way down to some police officers. They're falsifying evidence against blacks. Also, in my country, there's the federal prison complex. The companies build these prisons. So in order to fill those prisons up, they're arresting black people to get people in there so they can make money. It's a corporation type thing. And the judges are involved, the prosecutors are involved, the police are involved. It's all part of the whole system. Dominic, what's wrong with not dating white women? Nothing's wrong with it. It means you're true to the race. It's the, and I'm going to say this as it is, it's the men that don't like black women and can't handle black women or whatever. You know, what I've learned is that brothers that want it easy, they go for white women because you have, you know, you go like that, she'll jump. Go like that to a sister, she'll hit you in the head. White women are easier and softer. So the theory is. I've never found a problem with sisters either. But I guess these new males are having trouble with sisters because they don't have the masculinity. As one black woman that I did a video on recently, he men and he bitches, all they want you to do is be leaders. And I just listened to Cynthia G talk about the same thing. Chronics. I'm coughing. We got the air conditioner on. Seems American police are really racist. Many of them are. There are some good police officers out there. But those ones who are into the whole racist stuff, and there's a lot of them. And these people, they don't join the force to sit there and do nothing and write tickets. Think about it. You're part of the KKK or one of those organizations that obsess on black people. You're not going to sit there and do nothing. If you see an opportunity, like the fellow in Louisiana, they head him down and they start shouting, gun, 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 gun. They just put out the words, gun. He's on the ground and they shot him. Somebody filmed it. They're not going to sit there just being racist, especially when you got other blacks on the force. They hate the other blacks on the force. They're going to start doing racist acts. David, Dominic, you let a fictional movie dictate who you date. Oh, that's why he's saying it. I think it's the combination of everything there, David. It did sound like he was letting a fictional movie. The movie, now the guy that made that movie was actually half black. But, so why the hatred towards white chicks, I don't know. But the movie was about white folks wanting our genetics. You know, they want to have genetics like ours. Michael Nolan, her features as well are a little different as well, more Italian and a bit Irish there in the last pick. So you can spot one of your own. Good. Chronics, what do you think of Donald Trump? Personally, I hate him. I'm gonna get some shit for this. I don't like Donald Trump. He's a piece. He's a piece of work. He's a chronic liar, and I'll be glad when he's gone. Remo, they use Ashley Graham as thick, then show obese women to say they're thick. I don't like that either. To Remo, you know, obese is not thick. You're not thick. You're fat. That Graham chick is thick. Michael Nolan, Black Lives Matter is big in the UK. Oh, good. Derek Kelly, Irish never had as bad as us, nor as long as us. No, they didn't. The Irish were our overseers. And that's why a lot of blacks have Irish blood, or an Irish, you know, my friend Leonard King, Kene, I think. That's an Irish name. He also had green eyes. I believe Malcolm X's mother was half Irish because she had the red hair. He had the red hair because she was mixed. But they were the overseers, and that's where the name Cracker came from. It was what they were doing, cracking that whip. Chris James Depeche, we've just stuck with each other since September. No reason to let her go. Derek Kelly, privatized prison complex. You ever seen the movie 13th? Watch it. It's good. Okay. Chronics, interesting. And YH, I agree. We have it too in the UK. It's just not at that bad of a degree as America. It's more discreet. Yeah, I've heard that. And I've seen the videos of, like women going off on other minorities on the bus. You've seen those, I'm sure. Seem like you guys really hate East Indians. Yeah, I guess you guys call them Asians. We call them East Indians in our country. And I'm sure East Indians call themselves East Indians. I don't know where the Asian came from. Depeche. Chris, so imagine if you lost all your pussy when you woke up tomorrow. What's the first thing you would do? Go eat more pussy. Go to a place where females choose. Fire up the old profile. Donna Griffin, why are white guys so insecure? Why are white guys so insecure? Let me see. I love this video.
At the moment.
I'd rather hear from someone who is of that persuasion. Talk about it.
Hey, I'm Robert. And I'm a
Nice looking white guy.
not in a relationship.
No
at the
homo.
moment. It's very difficult for guys to be in relationships with women in comparison to women being in relationships with men. It's always more difficult for guys. Let me explain. See, for women, all they have to do is choose because their suitors are already lined up.
Did you hear that? He understands the nature of the game. Women do the choosing.
It's like a fucking Disneyland ride. They're all just lined up over there, just waiting to hop on you, and all you gotta do is say, I picked this one. Now, for guys, it's different. We have to suck your non-existent dicks just for a chance to maybe be considered by you. Now, there are certain guys that do get sucked.
Now, this guy should have no problem getting women. He's what women like. He's got olive skin, dark hair, good-looking young fella. I don't know what his body's like. If he built his body up, he'd get more attraction. But just by facially, he's what girls like. He's got full lips. The worst, sorry, Michael Nolan, but Irish lips are like a gash in the mouth, little thin lips.
And it kind of goes into the territory of race. And I will explain now why a lot of hate and a lot of racism is put towards black people. It's because we're fucking jealous of you. See, black people are fit no matter what they do. I have a black friend and he smokes and he's the number one guy on the track on the racing field, and he smokes and he rapes everybody in the football game and in the soccer game and every other fucking sport. Okay? Now, you guys can also sing very well. I can't sing for shit. And I'm a musician too. I wish I could sing like that. But, most important of all, you guys have the biggest dicks.
I hate that. We can dance and sing. I was watching a commercial this morning on Telemundo. That's the Spanish channel. They had a black kid in there dancing, cooning and shit. And we can sing. We are musical people. Now, the whole dick envy thing, just because like our average is an inch bigger or something like that. Big deal.
Your dicks are fucking huge. Have you ever seen interracial porn?
So that's where he fucked himself up. If you're Caucasian, don't watch interracial porn. Hell, shit makes me feel insecure.
Watching some the other day, and you know that saying that goes, once you go black, you never go back. Well, after that black man was done with that white chick, she couldn't have gone back if she wanted to. She would have had to go back in a fucking wheelchair. If she could roll her ass up fast enough to go back, then maybe. Otherwise, she would not have gone back. Okay? Black people, we have the nicest voices, the fittest bodies, the biggest dicks. Of course we're fucking jealous of you. That's why we're so fucking racist against you, because we're fucking jealous, we're fucking envious. We wish we could be half the men that you are, literally, with your big balls and your big dicks.
You see how his face flipped? You see the hatred underneath? See that flip? Oh, God. See, he's so locked up in his hatred side, he doesn't realize that he can go out there and get all kind of chicks.
All I have is a motherfucking 5 to 6 incher. What's that gonna do? I can't put a fucking bitch in a wheelchair with that.
Now, who wants to put a girl in a wheelchair? I mean, porn is fake. And I was listening to some of these women comment on it, on that video that I was watching, both of them. They fake it. Very few of them really enjoy it. And I think some of these new chicks, they're kind of twisted inside. And they probably enjoy it. But that shit is fake. Just like that old Bang Bus shit. Yeah, I know every one of you guys know what Bang Bus is. So don't pretend like you don't. When I first came on the internet, these idiots sound so suave, thought the Bang Bus was real. Can you believe that? They thought that shit was real. That these guys go around in a raper van and pick up chicks and bang her in the van. Us. That's how immature and stupid some of these guys were. So it seems from this guy's point of view, it's because of, the dick size thing. That guy can go to the gym and get just nice a body as a black dude. But you learn to use your dick and add other stuff to it, like I talked about in this video, the 4 different levels. Anybody can do that. So fuck that shit. Dom says if your dick is too big, you can't go balls deep. Exactly. So, and I've heard the guys with the 10 and 11s talk about it's more of a problem than it's worth. You don't want that. One guy, he had to buy special condoms from the doctor. You can't just go get a fucking Magnum X. And the reason is because we're the first people on the planet. We've been around for 250,000 years. Caucasians, you guys have been around between 6,000 and 10,000 years, according to your own scientists. Okay? Europeans are the strongest weightlifters on the planet. They got that. The Scottish, the big Scots, they do these strongman contests. They got that shit on lock. I think I'm at the bottom. I think I've missed some shit. King is Irish Supreme. Is Irish surname. Okay. Yeah, that's what his name is. Actually, I think that's the right spelling too. Chris James. You see what you focus on? So if you focus on the insecure white guys, that's how you'll see them. Depeche. There's a book called The Ethical Pimp by Tim Mojo Moore. You heard of him? Nope, never heard of him. Depeche. I don't even know what ethical pimp is. I don't know what you're talking about. Not something I know anything about. Chronics. I got to go up because I'm missing a bunch of comments here. Chronics says it's in their genes, Dominic. I don't think the people in the UK are insecure there. Are they? Chronics have the same insecurity? Are you a white guy? I can't tell. You look like you might be East Indian. So I don't know. Are you Caucasian? I'd have to ask someone who's Caucasian in the UK if they have that same insecurity white guys in America have. And I was on that on a video this morning. It was this morning or last night. I left a message. It was over Rich Piana and Lee Priest. Lee Priest was a bodybuilder from back in the days. Over Rich Piana's, racist rant. And I suggested to the fellas, that you should try walking a mile in a black man's shoes. And I said, a white man did try that, and he lasted for one fucking day. He went and had his skin changed, and he thought he could go to the South. He lasted for one fucking day, and that irritates me. I've been black for 58 fucking years. Think how many fucking days I've been through this shit. He lasted one fucking day. You can't make it a fucking week at least? See, that pissed me off when I learned about that. One fucking day. What the fuck? See, I'm getting like that kid whose eyes flipped. I mentioned that, and I said, we got to get over this whole dick issue shit. Because it's immature. There's big white dudes out there too. Anyway, it seems like the ones with the smaller ones that have issues, I think. And I think that's where a lot of the racists, they look like they got small ones. And then they're women. KKK are fat battle axes. Have you guys ever seen the pretty one? I've watched their videos on documentaries on KKK. They're these fat battle axes. They go there. They want to be they don't want a few women out there in the fields. And these guys, nobody's fucking them. So they fuck these things and give them babies. And they put little babies in little KKK outfits. Like, what the fuck? I've done so much research into this, and I've seen the hangings where they had kids. You take your kids to a hanging? Now that weirded me out. To see a black man dead, and these little white babies, looking. They're teaching them hatred. Wow. If people are racist, man, they just need to go. They go, the world would be a better place. Depeche, Supreme, what do you think of game advice from other pimps? For you, the worst thing you would ever do. Game advice is for pimps. From pimps, it's for other pimps. It's not, okay? I think it's the worst. That's why I don't read from Mickey Royal's book anymore. It took me a while to realize that. Depeche, eat breakfast. Chris says, Chronics, yeah, I haven't seen it, Supreme. And yes, we call them Asians. So you are a white guy. You look kind of dark. Depeche, LOL. Depeche, I think I take what women think too seriously. I think you do too. How do you deal with women's feelings and shit? I let them deal with their own feelings. It's none of my business. If it affects our time together, I tell her. You don't bring that shit around our time. Leave it at home. See, I don't do that. She comes to me in a bad attitude because I'll show her what a real bad attitude is. And once I start, I can't stop myself. That's why I tell Greasy, I twist the knife. I get medieval on the ass. Everything I've learned, I start bringing it up. See, that's why your father didn't love you. That's why he used to burn the ball into your mitt, because you weren't the boy that he wanted. So I go deep, and I cut. Because you ruin my time. Then bad Chris comes out to play. He just comes right to the front of my personality. The man that I keep in a cage. So Jay, you see what you focus on. So if you focus on insecure white guys, that's how you'll see them. You focus on insecure white guys, that's how you see them. No, that's how they act. Depeche, I read that one. Chris James, like this guy. He only sees what he wants. That's what it's talking about. If you focus on what you're insecure about, that's what you'll only see. Come to Chicago, you'll see unfit black people all over. I was thinking about that when he said that we have the most fit bodies. I was watching that. A lot of the actually cheaters. And some of these guys are fat, sloppy. The guy needs to get into bodybuilding, get a nice body. That way, some of his insecurity will leave. Now, case in point, blacks, we do make the best bodybuilders. We get on the same juice they're using, because we have more natural testosterone, which shuts off anyway. But there's something in our genetics that makes us, we have better motor receptors to our bodies. That's why we're better dancers. Chris, you're half. I don't know if you have those same receptors or if you have maybe half the amount or whatever, but it'd be good to study your DNA and study you. I always study my clients in weight training, see how they move, how they connect to their bodies. And European descent folks, they have the least amount of what's called motor receptors in the brain that connects the muscle, allow the muscle to squeeze. For us, it was a survival trait coming out of Africa. We need those to survive. At the time we were taken from that continent, from all those different countries, we were in more of a primitive state. Yes, we had ancient cities, but we weren't living there anymore. We were living more in the countrysides of many of those ancient cities. Yes, there was Timbuktu, which was a city, but where they were taking us from, it was more rural, I should say. So those people had fast motor receptors, and lots of them. And when you have that connection to the body, your muscles grow much faster and easier. Plus, you take the high level testosterone that we have. Like most blacks, we don't need testosterone replacement therapy as European descent folks by the time they get to 40. Our testosterone, mine's still there. And I'm 58. My dad's was still there. And yeah, he was half though. So maybe you're the same way. Christopher, well, this video gets me every time. Yeah, it makes me laugh. That look in his face. And it's so silly. It's so immature to want to put a girl in a wheelchair. Dominic, if your dick is too big, we can talk about that. European strongest weightlifters, the planet. Dominic, laughed my ass off. Wow. B had to ask the doctor. He had to ask the doctor. Yeah. There was a brother that I knew that had to ask the doctor for special condoms. The doctor chick, she was going to have sex with this African guy. And he was 13 inches, and she said, no way. She's only whined about me giving her cervix a headache. So imagine what 13 inches would have did to her. I can't believe how Ronnie Coleman looks without steroids. Wasn't that a bitch? I'm more muscular than him. Yeah. And I was watching Rich Piana do these curls with 35 pounds. I'm like, dude, only 35 pounds? You got those big Synthol injected arms with roids and shit? You can only do 35 pounds? He was seated on a chair, on a bench, doing curls. The one that looked really tiny. I gotta go find the post. Fuck. You guys won't believe how these bodybuilders. I got to leave a notice that I'm doing live calls right now on the forum. Where did I put that fucking post? Oh, here it is. I can't think of the guy's name that I'm trying to. I met Sean Ray. He was huge. He was like the photo that's on my forum. He's still in good shape. This is Sean Ray. I believe he's biracial also. On the juice. Okay. This is before. This is him without the roids. Before, without the roids. That's just embarrassing. This brother, Comir, I think his name was. He looks like a little flea without his juice. A lot of the guys that do that, you know, they're shorter males. And oh, good son. See, it goes away when you stop taking the shit. So you risk. Look, nothing in his pants. And I remember this dude talking about. His arms are still big. He's fat. Now, I met him also when he came to Sacramento. He was just beginning. He wasn't this size. He was at the state bear competition in California. And this guy, I used to have his posters on the wall. Then I found out he was married to a dude, and he was the wife. I ripped his posters off the wall. I liked him because he's more aesthetic. You know, he was on the juice too, but he's more aesthetic. You know, he kept his body like this. And I ripped the shit off the wall. Okay. Let me try to get through these questions so I can take off. Chronix, I'm 1/4 African, 3/4 white. And yes, a lot of whites in the UK are insecure and act weird. Wait a minute. You're not that one brother that I banned, are you? What the fuck was his name? No, you said you hate Trump. That dude loved Trump. And that's why you got a little bit of color in your skin. That black DNA, man, that's some strong shit. Well, black is not recessive. European genetics, you guys have recessive DNA, and African, Asian, we have dominant DNA or genetics. Asian's a strong gene. Between the two, of course, black is stronger because it's the original gene of man. Folks, you guys have at least in America, 3 to 10% Neanderthal. And new information is Neanderthals were not subhuman. So many different types of man on the planet. The Denisovans, Neanderthal. There was the Hobbit people they found in New Zealand. There were so many different types of actual, what's the word, human-looking creatures on the planet. Supreme, you ever hear of the deep web? Yeah, I've heard of deep web. You need the Tor browser to get there. I have the Tor browser, but I have no idea what to look for. I use it so that to hide my IP, and then I got a VPN and used that ever since. Dominic Griffin. I remember going to the doctor for sports physical when I was 16, and it was like the doctor was playing with my dick. Luckily, it was a chick, but I wish I looked down. LOL. They got to do that. I don't know why they actually. I don't know why. Same thing for me with baseball. You know, do the push, cough, then push the other nut, cough. I don't know why. I'm not a doctor. Ronnie Coleman was huge before he got on the juice. Actually, he was not. When I already on the juice when I met him, he was cycling, and I met him at the beginning of his bodybuilding career. I don't know what he looked like before he started. I don't know when he started. So let me take that back. Chris James, he's been on the juice his whole pro career. And before he was pro, he was trying to get his pro card. Dominic, Chris James, you can look up old tapes. Dominic, Chris James, you look up old tapes. I'm from Chicago and I work out. That's where Chris is from also, Dominic, is Chicago. As we say out here in Chi-Town. Experienced much racism in America Supreme? The most racism I experienced is actually on the internet. Yeah, I've had the speeding trucks when I'm walking with white women run by, speed by. They yell like "nigger lover" at the females. Not to my face. And white people tend to like me. Not that I'm stepping fetching or cooning and stuff, but I'm a trainer. So the white people I come in contact with, they want to do business with me. I experienced the most racism on the internet. Sites like So Suave. That was the main site. Here on YouTube, I get a lot of it on YouTube. I'm usually pretty open or aware when I go out. Like when I'm in a rural area, I'll have Jovina go into a store and ask for stuff like that. Gas, I'll send Jovina. So I'm not stupid. Now I'm going to be crossing my country in August from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast in a truck or in her car, more than likely. So I'm going to have to be very extra careful. I'm going to have to learn what areas I need to stay out of. I'm not going through Texas. I decided that. After that one white guy took his rifle and police officer shot into this kid's car and shot and killed one of the kids in the car. A kid. Took his and then tried to lie and say the car was coming at him, but there was a video of it. Hopefully he'll go to jail, but they don't often put white folks in jail for that. Chris James, he was on the juice in those tapes too, if they are the ones I'm thinking of. Ken Hill, what's up, player? What's up, Kenya? Chris James, white people have winter bodies, subcutaneous fat to keep warm in cold climates. Caucasian folks do better with cold weather. Because of the recent Mummy movie, I've been dealing with a lot of white stupidity. That Richard Spencer tried to say, I'm sorry, but blacks did not build Egypt. I'm sorry. We have the statues of the original builders are black. They knocked all the noses off the statues. So I've been dealing with that kind of shit lately. Because of a fictional movie. That's why I use my other account. I don't know why you guys subscribe to me on that account. I have like 5 subscribers on it. And one of them is Teddy X. You subscribe to one of my personal accounts. I don't like that. Could you guys please unsubscribe? I'm not going to be talking about game on that. I'm never going to do a video on that. For my racial stuff, I use The Rise of Black Truth. I think that's what it's called. I just put up a good series of videos on that channel, I believe. Let's see. Black Truth on the Rise. And Brother Grease gave me some information that I did a 3-part video on, because I don't have that account isn't verified, so I can only upload 15 minutes at a time. Shit. White nationalists and supremacists who fetish and marry Asian women. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. You'd be surprised. Richard Spencer, he had Asian wives or girlfriends. So I have a 3-part series exposing, showing you who of these white nationalists who have had Asian women. And I talk about why they do that. You know, to feel that superiority thing, to feel like you're superior. For some reason, alt-right and supremacists, they need to feel superior. Complex running through. And so to feel superior, that's why you see the PUAs doing it, that Julian running through Japan or Asian countries, grabbing women by the head and pushing them into his crotch and humping on their faces. They need to feel like they're superior. And that's an embarrassment to America, because he's living in America now and he represents our country, that he goes over and does that shit. Grabs him by the head and fucks the face. And think that's the way, white folks should behave. That's why I don't like Americans. Oh, looks like people found it. Got it. 87 views on the first one. And I got 4 comments. No, 4 thumbs up. 1 comment. Oh, nobody's thumbed it down. I thought for sure the supremacists would find it and be like 100 thumb downs. But anyways, is Black Truth on the Rise. I'm not going to use this channel anymore, this type of channel anymore, because I attract white supremacists who start trolling the channel. And remember, these guys, they make fake black accounts, which I don't understand why, but they come to disrupt the black community.
Yeah, with the rise of Donald Trump, the rump, we've seen also a rise in white nationalism, the alt-right. You've seen memes like this one, such as a white nationalist is someone who risks it all in a struggle to keep the white race alive. And you've probably seen memes such as this, or pictures such as this: America for whites, America first. Such as these lunkheads stand around in the alt-right nationalist groups with their tats on, trying to be big men, trying to be strong men, powerful men, to keep the white race alive and pure. Pure white. Yes. Diversity equals white genocide to them, so they say. White nationalist unity is what they're about. Yes. We've seen memes such as this, the alt-right, Donald Trump, and a frog. I'll be your guide. And you've seen the rise of the frog images. Pepe, Donald Trump, because he's got that gobbler neck at the bottom. And we got memes like this, an alt-rightist. Make America great again. Yes. Yes. They want the purity of the white race and raise their hands saying, "Hail Trump." Well, I say, bullshit. Bullshit, you lying sacks of shit. Let's take a look at what's really going on. This brother's post.
So I did a full video talking about that from this brother's post on a certain site. If you know what it is, keep it quiet. They already got enough idiots up in there. And that says, "Greetings, Supreme. What's up?" Now, Chronix, you're 1/4 black. So basically, you're a white man who's mixed. Do they treat you differently? In America, like Chris James, he'll experience prejudice from both sides. You know, idiot black folks and idiot white folks, because he's light-skinned. And it's from black males. I bet he doesn't get any hate from black females, it's black males. You know, the jealous ones who are dark-skinned. It's usually dark-skinned ones. They hate Chris James types. So do you pass as white? Because you really are actually a white person who with mixed black blood. But I'm curious if you start off as black. Now, my brother, he married a white woman, and his kids are half black, half white. Actually, they're less because most blacks were like 75% black, 80% black. So they have, like Chris James, probably has more white blood than black blood or DNA, although the black does dominate. And one of his sons, Alan, he took the family name, Alan Lewis Arnett. I think he's the fourth. He has a child with a white woman, and so their son is like, I guess you call him a quarter black. He looks like a little white kid. And is that your look as well? I can't see you. I watch all the DNA stuff on YouTube, and there's a girl. She came back. I think she was about 22% black or something like that. She looks like a white girl with a little bit of color in her. But the male side, I guess you are what your father are. So I guess if your dad was black, then you would be, I guess, considered a black guy. I don't know. I'll have to find out. I never got into, quadroons, and there's a French interpretation, and octoroons and all that stuff. Derek Kelly, have you ever tried water fast like Tyrone Magnus does? No. I've done fasting before. But because of the prednisone, I'm also a diabetic. I'm in the beginning stages. I don't take shots. I use a pill. And the doctor told me the other day that it was gone. I'm down to the normal level. So, but I'm still going to keep taking the pills. I'm kind of thinking that the week before I got tested, or the day before I was tested, I was eating, like a ton of sugar because I went to the movies. I had a lot of sugar, so I think it fucked me up when I took my original test. Came out barely over. But I was experiencing the things of that, a lot of urination in the middle of the night. And once it's there, it'll be there forever. I done fucked myself up by not changing my diet before. I was warned. They warned me. I've been warned for 10 years. And I got stupid and lazy. David Stelio, Supreme. I think what's killing me in the game is neediness. When I start really, how can I stop? I'm going to do a magic thing on you. Stop. You will no longer do that. There, you've now just been stopped. You just stop. Pay attention to yourself. What's this really liking a chick? See, that's why I have trouble dealing with you types. I'm a player. Listen to the beginning of this goddamn broadcast. I think I got to deal with you, David, your type, liking girls, falling in love. I recognize it's hard, even though I'm totally mellowed out now and totally almost normal. The key word is almost, though. That part of me that's not normal finds it offensive. Stop. Don't do it anymore. In my view, it's not manly. Be falling for every girl that comes your way. That means a girl could say, hey, you're really cute. And you'd fall for her. Start blinking at her, liking her. loving her. Turns my stomach. Stop doing that shit, man. How do you know Chris James is telling the truth? He has no picture. He's on my site. Okay? And I always thought Chris James, everyone thought Chris James was East Indian. Even the East Indians thought he was East Indian. Except he's more golden. You know, that's mixed race color. Chronix Gaming attracts their women. Ines, I got a question about your last show on ZenMax Supreme. How can I get women to bless my table / move maker? Well, you listen to, oh, you're a move maker. Yeah, that is you. I was gonna say, you listen to Move Maker's video. Yeah, you're the one that asked, no, that was Alfonso. Alfonso asked her to bring some food. Ask them to bring you some food before they come over next time, okay? That's how you start. Start with baby steps. Start with little things. Hey, bring me something to eat before you come over. I've done that so many goddamn times. Because I want some energy if I'm be putting out like that. I need some energy. And they'll ask, okay, what do you want? And it's my mom that's African. Your mom's got to be half African then, right? Their brother, Chronic. The women's black DNA is strong. When the father is white, like in my dad's case, you take your hair genetics from your mom. All the ones whose fathers are white, they didn't have the same hair like Chris James would have. In my country, mixed race had the loose golden curls. Now, because of the mixture in normal blacks, their hair is becoming more laid down. I see it in the young mixed race kids now. Because the parents got a lot of mixture in them too, so they have more European DNA. So the hair is becoming longer. Chris James, he's 40, so he's of the group that I'm talking about. But when the father's black, the curls are tighter. Look at, I think that's probably why he keeps his hair short. What's that guy from South Africa? Jovina. Okay, you got both ears covered. I said don't cover both ears. Oh, okay. What's that guy's name from South Africa? The comedian? Trevor Noah. If you look at his hair, it looks like regular African hair, unless because it's short. When it's long, it's like curly hair, normal black hair. And his father is white. Depeche, Chris has charges to the game. Depeche Supreme. I'm doing the girlfriend-boyfriend thing. Then why are you talking to me? I'm sorry, get on you guys who do that shit to me. With a few girls. Being all romantic. Okay, a couple of girls, okay. That you could keep talking and shit. But that's the wrong thing to do. But then I ended up really falling for them. How to keep your heart in check. See, if you did what I told you to do, you'd have this problem. When I said when you wake up every morning, reaffirm that you're a player. If you did that, this wouldn't be happening. You would be reminded every day that you're just playing. You got to have the right mindset. To the other brother, you got to listen to what I say and do it. I can't stand you half-ass fuckers that listen to half of what I say, don't do the other half. That's why you end up fucked up, headed for a train wreck. You got to really apply what I'm telling you. And that's why my path isn't for everybody. Majority of you shouldn't be players. All you're going to do is head for a fucking train wreck. of the people I'm looking at, the only person I can say should be a player of the people that the names I'm looking at, David, no. Chris James, yes. Depeche, no. Only one who is on that path right now is Chris James. And Remo's trying to break on the path of all the people that I see. And Christopher Williams, he's already down that path because he's absorbing the truth and applying it like Chris James is doing. I forgot to mention him the other day in my video or in my podcast show. See, Chris James is spitting the truth of the game. That's why I know he's absorbed it and he's living it. And so I forgot to mention in my podcast of the people on the site that are on the path. But you didn't answer that question either. So, right, sure. What's up, Aries? Hey, new cameras? Yeah. It looks kind of gray to me, though. Doesn't everything look kind of gray? I got a new camera for my birthday, but it seems like the old camera. Depeche. Oh, shit. Aries is here. I'm going to ask him date with this girl. Okay, go ahead. He's telling the same sad sob story to Aries. Dominic, how was I supposed to know that? Chris James, not sure what you're talking about. David Steele, Chris James, I tell myself that all the time to keep my heart in check. It really is willpower. It's how you place them mentally in your head. At least that was for me. I knew that eventually they're gonna, when I was doing the not telling the truth about my game, I knew eventually they're gonna find out. A lie can't lie forever. It always comes out in the light. So I knew it was short term. I'm only so smart. I can't outsmart them all the time. Although I went for a long time with a lot of chicks. Chris James, I tell myself that all the time to keep my heart in check. It really is willpower. I agree. At least that's the only way I know. Chris James, Dominic Griffin. There is also a possibility I had a different YouTube/Google photo before. Chris James, not a big deal. Dominic says, Aries, rideshare. At Depeche, it could be a host of reasons. Maybe she has a boyfriend, separated or married, and didn't tell you, and she's feeling guilty. Or it could be something else. Who knows? That's why I didn't answer the question. A couple of words doesn't give me enough information to make a decision. I want to know what happened, what kind of date was it. Chances are she probably, felt guilty after the sex, and he might have been begging her for it. We don't know if he did it like a man, if he begged for it, or whatever. We don't know how. I told him, about how East Indian or the East Indian folks, you guys smell like curry, and that could have came out and been a bad smell. So the problem here in the States is that it's America, and they're used to American culture, American smells. Like, Jovina's people, I tease her that you guys had chicken hanging from the rafters of your house, and in the garage are sliced pigs with flies all over it. The truth, they do slaughter pigs, but they don't have chickens hanging from the rafters. But I tease about this shit. This is America. We don't hang a pig in our fucking garage. So different cultures, and Americans were not used to the other cultures. It's hard adjustment. When I was a kid, there were no East Indian people around me. Didn't happen until I came back from Japan. There was just white, black, Japanese, and Chinese. And if you're in California, Mexican. I didn't know what a Mexican was when I was in Japan. And this guy named Roy Pena, he was Mexican, and I learned what a Mexican was. He looked like an Indian. Mexican food wasn't popular back in the 60s or, whatever. There were no Taco Bells. Hey, yo quiero Taco Bell. Depeche. You have to drop your culture to fuck white chicks. You can't be all turbaned out or wearing the thin sock thing with that bun on top. You can't be that way if you want white chicks. You gotta. As one chick told me, our race, and she was speaking about actually East Indian folks who look, they look closer to our race than blacks, and they're not. Some of them are not black skinned. Now I was at the hospital. I was at emergency. Suddenly the room went dark. I looked over the door, and it was the East Indian guy, one of the blackest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. He was the same color as his hair. And he was self-conscious about it a little bit too. I bet you, come to America, he's, and I guess over in India, you guys put him down for that jet black skin. Because I looked at my fingers and palms, I looked at his fingers. And he was like a well-melanated African type. He was well-melanated. Just ashy black. Shut up, Remo. He's about to say some shit about Ashy. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to finish the show and get through your questions, and I can't keep up. Chris James says, Depeche, let her go. You fucked her. She just didn't make the team. This is what it is. Depeche obsesses on things. I've worked privately with Depeche before, and there was some girl he was obsessed on at the gym. So I realized, okay, this guy obsesses. He's going to have a hard road to walk. Depeche also, you should have other women to focus on. That's the power of having a team. Aries says, you don't give off that desperate vibe. Depeche, yeah, you never thought about, I didn't want to say this, but she came. So how good was the sex? Maybe it doesn't take very much to get her off. I don't know. Maybe she had better and realized, okay, well, I've had better. This was just mediocre. I got a bust a nut. We don't know if she actually really had a nut. How do I get on the site? Zenmac.com. Okay? Thank you, Depeche. Zenmac.com. Dominic, it does look great. Yeah, it looks great to me. I think I have to adjust something in there inside the camera or take it back. The grayscale is off. And there should be some way that there wasn't software that came with it to allow me to adjust it. But I should be able to go into the software and adjust it, I think. I got to do something to the grayscale. Yeah, the camera is crisp. Crisp means clear, Christopher. Speaking of which, my son Christopher texted me. And my oldest, damn, a lot of texts in here. Hold on. He's now 40. I believe I have a son 40 years of age. Those two boys are my stepsons. I've been the only father figure they've had. He's one I rarely talked about. I'm really happy that he wrote me on my birthday and now Father's Day. The new camera is much clearer. Okay. Thanks. It still looks kind of gray to me. I've got a light on. I've got the window open. Chronix, I've been on the path for a long time, been following you for years. I have 5 women. I have kept everyone. Damn. Is too much for me as I work. Don't have that much time for too many, you gonna say, women. Wow. Now, yeah, you have enough flavor. Instead of being a plain old white guy, you have flavor, that black blood in you. That gives you flavor. So that must make you more attractive to the English chicks over there. You look more like them, but you've got that black flavor. You probably dance your ass off too, don't you? That was a racial joke. Why did the mother-daughter duel thing end? There's ass. The mother was off and on. If I was single, I'd go find her now and fuck her now. I'd start fucking her daughter, then I went back to her. But with the daughter, as I said in my past shows, she started calling Susan, the bodybuilder chick, at home. She went through this dance place I worked at. She went through their cards and got this girl Susan's phone number. And Susan, she was Irish. Yeah. Anyways, she actually was half Irish, half Italian. She went through and got her phone number and called there looking for me. She knew I was fucking her. She fucking called my female looking for me. And you know how I lied my ass off and played that shit off? My brain went into overdrive. And I just said, oh, she's working there now, so she's, trying to set up classes. I played that shit off. And I fired her. I went over. No, I didn't go over her place. She came to my place because she actually lived in Yuba City. I think she still lived in Yuba City, so she drove to Sacramento to be with me. I think she only went for me because to pay her mother back. Because her mother left her in that fucking environment where she was molested by her father. And she didn't have her daughter. I didn't even knew she had a daughter. She told me that she had a daughter and she wanted to come and train with me. And right after she trained with me, she was my last client. We went home to my place and we fucked our brains out. And I started, we went dancing once and see what kind of dancer she was. And yeah, she had a butt, fellas. She was a white chick with a nice bubble ass, skinny, like likes. I nicknamed her Bubblehead because she acted like she had a bubble head to be a fucking school teacher. She eventually moved away, but I fired her for that shit. And probably a year later, I started fucking the mom again because I like fucking her mother. She was kooky and freaky. She worked at the same place, small world. Jovina's ex-husband worked there, and her son worked at this place, this glass company. Then she did modeling on the side. Dominic. Maybe it's my phone then looks a little gray to me. It looks gray to me too. Very clear, but still a little bit gray. And we need to get rid of the gray tint. My skin looks a little gray black. I don't get why chicks feel guilty after sex. They should enjoy it because they're programmed that way. Remember society? You shouldn't give it up till you're married. Depeche, it was her first date after like 5 years. Okay, Let's not talk about her. A breakup messed her up. I guess I should have taken it slow. I probably felt guilty. That's why she didn't call you. I don't know if you tried to call her. You probably did. And she won't pick up or return your call. She probably feels bad. And a lot of women, they don't have the willpower to say no. They just are afraid to say no. You're not a player, so you probably didn't get her life story. You don't know what her last relationship was like, how she was treated by that guy. Whatever it was, recognize that after 5 years, that guy fucked her up mentally. That guy was the real player. She fell in love and probably caught him cheating or something and got broke. I don't know, but whatever. Aries, how did you learn to not internalize negativity in the game? I notice a lot of guys have that problem. I don't know. I didn't see the game as negative. Positive. I don't know what these new fag fucks problem is. I didn't internalize negativity. Have fun. That's what I was just saying earlier. You weren't here, but I was talking about, don't bring a bad, you're having a bad day. Don't come around me. All you gotta do is, hey, let me know, hey, I'm not having a good day. I understand that. I'll do something else. Okay, well, thanks for calling. I hope you feel better. I was always polite. These new guys, you new kids, you get all fucked up in the head because you're so desperate for some pussy. You think she's, cheating on you, or she don't want to be with you. You overthink shit. I didn't do any of that shit. Because I had a teen. She's busy. She's not feeling good. I understand. But you know what? Sarah's not feeling that way. Let me go call Sarah. Or whoever's not feeling that way, let me call her. Let me call Jovina. And yeah, I was seeing others when I first started seeing Jovina. Aries, Chris James says, Aries, in my opinion, a man has to be good with who he is. That's true. Remember also, I said if it wasn't me, it would have been another player. We were destined to meet. Because my vibe was so powerful, I attracted women that needed to be played. They had a subconscious need to be played. And if women watch the show, I'm sure they know something about that. They just feel this pulling. Remember I said that I would set my intention on meeting someone before I went out? So I broadcast out to the entire town. I pushed my thoughts out into the entire town and energy. I did metaphysical stuff, my mojo voodoo shit, and they always showed up. Dominic, how do you manage your money while you're in the game? See, I had kids to take care of. So I didn't spend shit on women. They spent shit on me. So your question doesn't apply to me. Now, what I did do to manage my money was I got this product on how to invest for retirement and how to, do your money. What I learned from that, I don't do anymore because Jovina takes care of my money, but okay, I got envelopes. I label them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I put myself allowance in there. Now, if you recall, I said I used to walk around with $100 in my pocket every day. That was after that. I wasn't used to having that, making almost $8 grand a month. It was new to me, so I got tired, got bored of buying shit. Didn't have anything to buy. But before that, I would put my allowance in there. Allow yourself $10 to spend every day. I feel, I go to a coffee shop, I have a cup of coffee that costs at Starbucks, that costs X amount of dollars. I also want lunch because I eat out a lot. And usually I'd have to have some dinner. I ate out a lot. Or I would get meals from women, or they'd bring me food. Or I could always go to my ex-wife's and get a meal. But I still ate out, especially when I started hanging out with Craig. We'd go out to dinner all the time. So you put that in your envelope, Monday through Friday. And you do that for the whole month. You also have your bills. You put your money for your bills. Okay, rent, electricity, phone, cable. You put the check in there, in other words. I put the check in there. You're right. For my big expenses, I would put cash in there. So all I got to do is write the check out first of the month. Okay, this is rent, or before the month is over. This is for electricity. This is for, I never had card payments. I always paid cash for my vehicles. But this is for, I never used insurance back then, by the way. I'd have to until they really made a law. So I didn't have, car payment or insurance. So I was driving an uninsured motorist. And it's funny because I could have afforded this shit easily. So anyways, bills. I had AT&T. That was my phone. Eventually I got a cell phone. But this was before that. House phone. And let's see, what else did I have? Electricity. I had the cable bill. That's pretty much it. I didn't have medical. I paid cash for my medical, which was every visit was like $75, and then you go pay for your prescription. So you put that in your envelopes, and you mail them out. Okay, you got to mail them out. So you fill it out, cash your check, and then after you guys get paid, you put your money in the bank. So after I collect all my money, I put my money in the bank, and I mail that shit out. And I ended up started getting, all this money accrued in my account. That felt good. Deal with it all. Chris James, there's my opinion. A man has to be good with who he is. Chris James, a lot of people are emotionally dependent on other people. I found that to be true also, Chris. They need boyfriends to go out with, hold their hands, go to a fucking nightclub. Ride share, very true. I noticed that a lot of guys fixate on the outcome of dealings with every chick they come across. Like bitches are going extinct or something. Yeah. Think about where I've been in the game and I got to deal with these people. Like Depeche is whining about that chick. The last time he was on there, he said the same thing. Still whining about it. Chris James. They think women will validate their worth, that they will have arrived. Depeche. Yes, that is my problem. I'm putting too much value on bitches. Yes. Now stop doing that. Especially when you find a wifey type. See, Depeche, you're not made to be a player. It's not in your culture. And that's where you're battling is your culture. You guys are programmed to go up, have your arranged marriage, and get married and produce your kids. So you're going against your culture. Chris James, Depeche, you will realize that no matter how many women, if you have a hole in your life or self somewhere, it will never be filled that way. Talk about me too. Because remember I had that hole in my heart? Now remember, fellas, that when I was a baby, my mom took off with my older brother and left me with her two sisters. Actually left me with my father. My father gave me to her two sisters to take care of. They were teenagers. So I've always had a hole there. And I realized I've been trying to fill it with love from all those women. It wasn't until I did the healing that I stopped needing so many. My kind of life kind of changed. I stopped attracting women that were abused. Okay, those two are talking. Dominic, I can't wait to go to college. Dominic, are you 18? If you're not 18, you shouldn't be talking to me, okay? That's just creepy. What I'm saying, when you're spending money on going to the club, not tricking. I didn't trick. I made so much money it didn't matter. So I never balanced my checkbook. Okay, so I'm the wrong person to ask. As a trainer, I made a lot of money. And I never had to balance my checkbook. I don't remember the last time I balanced it. Jovina, she struggles to balance my checkbook now, but I have 2 different accounts. I'd say only bring enough money to get in, get a drink, and some for emergency. See, I only bought enough money to get in, to get a couple drinks. That was it. And there are times I like to get slightly, I say 2 drinks. 2 drinks to get me slightly faded sometimes, where you feel just that good feeling. I don't like to get drunk. I don't like to get any close to it because I get mean and nasty. I get quiet, and that's not good. The times I've almost been in fights was when I had a little bit too much. I'm studying to be a trainer. I'm 19. Okay. Studying to be a trainer. Why do you want to train people? Please hurry up and answer the question. And try to type a little faster, please. Simple question. Why do you want to be a trainer? So you think by being a trainer, you'll keep them from being sick? Did you know that after you start lifting weights, you'll get more colds than ever before? I've experienced my clients. They're complaining. I'm always getting a cold now. And that's because I would break their bodies down so much, they didn't have the energy to fight off a cold, simple cold. So they, it's like you don't really make them healthy because they're constantly fighting to repair their muscles and get back to 100%. If I had a training facility, why should I hire you? What is unique about you, Dominic, that you can bring to the table? Example. I'm one of the most knowledgeable trainers in the world. I know every type of way of training a person without repeating a workout. And I still use that to this day. My workouts, every time I train one of my clients, it's always a little bit different workout. And my clients have stayed with me as long as 30 years. I create my own video workouts for them. I create my own ab video workouts for them that they use on their vacations. No other trainer in the world does that. What trainer has an ab workout video that they can put on their phone and take it on vacation, stay in shape, or even an entire workout? So I'm one of the most unique trainers on the planet. So go, Dominic. Right here. Thinking back, do you think there's anything you could have done to avoid dating that Sarah chick when she was underage? Yeah, I could have insisted she tell me her age, first of all. I found out from one of the security people who was after that she confessed that she was 18. It was after I started fucking her. And he actually told me. And I confronted her about it. It really hurt me. And I should have asked. I thought she was above age because her mom, her mom's came to the studio with her to take the dance class. Then she became a client of mine. Of course, I was back when I was fucking my clients, so we went right to my bed. I put her big ass in my bed. God, man, can you think? I was in my 30s, and then she was that age. There was another 17-year-old that was around I hung out with these black guys, and I got her away from them because they all were trying to get at her, but she was into me. So I took her home. She was a Mormon. No, she was a Scientology. And I took her to my place and then dropped her off downtown. I just talked for a while, had some iced tea and said, you shouldn't be hanging out at that coffee place. That's why I was hanging out with all these black guys at this one coffee place. If I'd had sex with her, it would have been deliberate, and that would have made me an asshole. When those 17, it's over 16. In some states, it's over 16, but the way I was raised, it's the kids. Dominic, I started working out when I was 13 or 14. I played sports, so I know how to condition for different sports. Okay, understand that people that come to you for training, they're not really playing sport. You're gonna get women, they want their ass to be round, they want their stomach flat, they want their thighs to be strong. When I was, back then, when I first started training, they wanted to look like the girl from Terminator. Remember after the set Terminator 2, she was buffed. They wanted that. So they're gonna tell you they want to look like so and so. They're not playing a sport. Now you can work in the sports, like my son Donnie. He has a master's in kinesiology. You can work in the sports field. There are training positions for that. Like he was working with D1 athletes. I got to, we worked in the same environment. They had built a gym, and I was paying half their rent. I got sick from the mold. Didn't realize it was in the house. I thought it was from the flooring that I picked up when I was carrying this flooring from another office. By the third load, my lungs were inflamed. And I didn't realize that it was coming from my own house. Built up over time. Didn't pick up the flooring, gave me a mass dose of mold into my lungs, which I'm allergic to. So I closed my studio down and I moved all my stuff into my son's gym, and I paid half the rent there. I haven't had my own studio since. It's weird. Dominic, I started working out. Okay, Dominic. Well, when I did wrestling, we learned how to control our weight. Yeah. And how to drop weight. Yeah. That's what wrestlers do. You go into a lower weight class. It's kind of funny though, if they all do the same thing. So you're really just battling someone who's your own strength at your, if you hadn't did that, if they all didn't do that, you'd be at the same weight. But everybody does that, lose weight thing, get into lower weight class. Good thing about wrestling is a lot of fights, they end up grappling. You may start with a punch, but it ends up grappling. That's why grappling arts are the best to learn. Everybody, actually I've seen black guys that can't throw punches. Punching like this. Instead of, a straight punch. They can't punch. I've seen these white guys knock black dudes clean out. Still fighting and eyes wide open, and they're knocked out. Okay, looks like I've caught up. Thank you. It's now 2:11. Fuck. I understand, Dominic. Okay, fellas, I'm done for the day. Got a blistering headache, and I need to go for a drive this Father's Day. You guys have a good day.